the hate that you hear around you, that is the anti-white hate.
Right now on News 4 at 6, speaking out, the leader of Charlottesville white supremacist rally addresses the media and is met with backlash. We have the latest from Virginia.
Standing in solidarity with Charlottesville. I'm Dave Graber. I'll have a live report from Elmwood coming up.
And the sunshine is back across western New York. We have a whole lot of that to enjoy this week, but I'll tell you about just a few thunderstorms to dodge coming up in your 4-1 forecast.
Live in high definition, this is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 6.
The leader of the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, had to be rushed away by police today after crowds of protesters cornered him. Good evening, everyone. The prominent white nationalist Jason Kessler spoke at a press conference this afternoon where he was met by that crowd of protesters chanting shame. He said the deadly violence was the result of the inaction of the Charlottesville Police Department. 32-year-old Heather Heyer was killed yesterday after a 20-year-old Ohio man drove his car into a crowd of protesters. Today, groups of mourners lay flowers where Heyer was killed and dozens of others seriously injured. The violence started when white supremacist groups clashed with protesters at the rally yesterday. Kessler, the organizer, condemned the violence but would not accept blame for the death of the woman or the deadly Virginia State Police helicopter crash.
I would like to condemn any of the violence that happened yesterday. I disavow anything that led to folks getting hurt. It really is a sad day in our constitutional democracy when we are not able to have civil liberties like the First Amendment.
The man who drove the car into that crowd of protesters, James Alex Fields Jr., is charged with second-degree murder, and the FBI and federal prosecutors have opened a civil rights investigation.
No one should ever believe that it could not happen in Buffalo, New York.
In Buffalo, city leaders are speaking out about the chaos in Charlottesville. Right now, people are gathering to stand in solidarity with those protesting the white supremacist groups. News 4's Dave Graber joins us live from the Elmwood Village with the message they're hoping to get across. Dave?
Well, Callan, good evening. That's right. I am here in Elmwood at the park right at the intersection of Elmwood and Bidwell with some of the folks who have gathered tonight for this rally in solidarity with the folks in Charlottesville. They are calling on local leaders and national leaders to stand with them and stand against racism and bigotry in all forms. They will be starting this rally shortly. Let me go ahead and step aside so our photographer Greg can get a good look at all the folks who have gathered here. Right now we have about 100 or so people who have gathered. However, organizers do expect between 200 and 300 people to be here when all is said and done. People are standing here with signs that are against very much racism. As you see, a gentleman here with a shirt that says, "We stand with the anti-racist, anti-fascist protesters, down with racism." That is the sentiment here all across the folks who have gathered. Now, many of the people that I've talked to so far today say that the images they saw from the news coverage of the violent clashes in Charlottesville are really burned into their memories, like so many others. Watching the video from yesterday also evoked any number of emotions. And really, when you think about it, it is hard to take away anything positive. However, I talked earlier today with Council President Darius Pridgeon, and he says he believes that there was a silver lining, that actually he was able to take away some positivity from all of the uprising that happened yesterday in Charlottesville. Here's what he had to say.
The people who were fighting for the freedoms of everyone, many of them were not people of color. And for me, that was huge, and it said a lot. That said, we've come a long way. You know, where people will say, this set us back. I say this proved how far we've come.
Now, Pridgen went on to say that he believes this kind of demonstration could happen here in Buffalo. And we've reported on a couple of instances where there have been white supremacist flyers that have been dropped in some communities in Niagara County, and even a couple of instances that happened on Grand Island. So Pridgen says that he believes the city, as well as its law enforcement, are prepared in the event that this kind of a rally were to come here to Western New York. Now, in addition to that, both Pridgen and Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz, they have assembled a rally of their own. It is going to be a citywide rally. So in addition to the folks who are coming together tonight, they, Pridgen and Mark Poloncarz, are asking folks to come together at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. That rally will be held at the Durham Memorial AME Zion Church that is located at 175 East Eagle Street. They're going to be gathering there for an hour, again, with similar sentiments that we're seeing here tonight, standing in solidarity with the folks in Charlottesville. We'll have more on this story coming up tonight in just about a half hour. For now, reporting live in Elmwood, Dave Graber, News 4 at 6.
All right, thank you, Dave. Governor Andrew Cuomo continues to weigh in on the violence and unrest. He's now asking New Yorkers and others to sign a petition calling on President Trump to condemn and denounce white supremacy. In the petition on the governor's website, Cuomo asks the president to acknowledge the rally for what it is, and he calls it, quote, domestic terrorism willingly perpetrated by white supremacists. As we continue to learn more about this developing story, we will update you right here on air and online on WIVB.com. Turning now to other news, tonight we've learned a bicyclist has died after being hit by an SUV. That crash happened early Friday morning near the intersection of Shanley and Richards in Cheektowaga. Authorities say 36-year-old Paul Hintermeyer sped through a stop sign, hitting the man on the bike. News 4 spoke with the victim's grandmother, who tells us he died yesterday at the hospital. The driver has pleaded not guilty to charges related to the crash, including vehicular assault and DWI. He's being held on $100,000 bail. We now know the name of a woman injured in a rollover crash in the town of Wilson. She was in the car with her 4 children when it happened. The Niagara County Sheriff's Office says 30-year-old Brittany Tattoo from Lockport is now in stable condition. She veered off Cambria Wilson Road yesterday, hitting a culvert, then rolling multiple times. 2 of the 4 children are listed in stable condition at Children's Hospital. The other 2 are in the pediatric ICU. The crash is still under investigation. The Erie County Water Authority is once again extending water restrictions for customers in the South Towns. They are asking customers to conserve water until this coming Thursday, the 17th. Crews have been working since Monday to fix a major leak at the Sturgeon Point treatment plant in Derby. Officials say deep excavation required for this type of break has created several unique challenges for crews. Turning now to your forewarned forecast, it is a beautiful Sunday as we take a live look from our tower cam. You can see boats out on the water there, taking advantage of the sunshine, the nice weather. Andrew, I saw earlier, I was down near the outer harbor. There were a lot of sailors out there.
Yeah.
It's just a great day.
Great day to be out on the water for sure. I saw you tweeted some beautiful photos down by the water as well. So a spectacular day for that. And if you haven't gotten enough of it, we're going to keep this weather pattern going right through the majority of this week. So we've got a lot of enjoyable weather ahead. Very excited to get to. Just a couple of minor hiccups each day. So you want to pay close attention to the forecast if you have any outdoor plans. As far as the rest of today is concerned, we're looking great. Here's a look over Niagara Falls. A few patchy clouds really falling apart as high pressure continues to build in. And that's going to take control of our weather. Really nothing going on the wide scope on our radar. Temperatures outside right now, mid-70s. We were talking yesterday how it would be just a little bit below average, but doesn't really feel like it that much with all the sunshine and the light breeze. So a really nice afternoon. Lower 70s in the southern tier. And again, the wind still noticeable, especially out on the water, enough to push the sailors around, but not an overly breezy day. Here's what those temperatures will be doing as we lose the daylight. We start to cool things off into the upper 50s in the southern tier, and it will be a little bit cooler tonight with those clear skies, even dipping into the mid-50s. That's where we could see some fog setting up in the southern tier valleys. We'll be right around 60 degrees as we start things off here in Buffalo tomorrow morning, and then getting into the afternoon, back to the upper 70s and low 80s with a good deal of sunshine. So we're staying dry for tonight with mainly clear skies, a little bit of southern tier valley fog, and that's about it. Now looking ahead, we've got some summer-like conditions on the way, plenty of sunshine, but a few summer-like thunderstorms each afternoon time those out for you and let you know when you might need the umbrellas coming up in your full 4-1 forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Still to come here on News 4 at 6, we're breaking down the science behind a longer life. Hear new research being studied at the University at Buffalo. And the iconic VJ Day photo that has ties to Western New York, while you'll find it at the Buffalo Naval Park.